Hello everybody, today I'm back with another video on the Python course. Today we will be learning about modules, and because of that I'm gonna actually have to delete this, okay, and go into our main Python file because we have to make another file. Now don't care about this was just me experimenting. So basically modules are just like Python files that you can include in your file, whatever your file is, like the main Python file, and then you can use functions, classes and variables and everything from them. So for example, first I'm going to actually show you some modules that Python comes with. First of all is the module called string. I don't know much about this. I actually don't know much about this, but there is one variable in this module that is very useful. First of all, to access anything, like anything from a module, you need to use its module's name. Like for example, I imported a string, so I'll have to use string dot. Then I can access everything that is in it. So first of all, it is very useful when you want to have all the characters, all the general characters. Like for example, I'm gonna make a variable called general characters, and it's a f string. I'm gonna add string dot ASCII letters. ASCII letters contains all letters from A to Z in lower and uppercase, and these are just individual ones. So ASCII letters and then string or digits. Now let's print this and let's run our code. As you can see, it contains every general character now because we used string, and because of this we don't have to type all of them out individually. And we can also actually make a list out of these characters. I'm going to show you how. So basically we're gonna make a list called characters, and we're gonna make it empty. Now you can actually iterate over all characters of a string just like you would do with a list. So we are gonna do character in string dot ASCII letters like lowercase. So this will iterate in every character of that string which contains A to Z in lowercase. So we're gonna add that to the characters list, and we use append for that. We use append to add something. So now we print it. Now the reason I didn't use a split is because it's actually, as you probably saw, all the characters are squished together. So split would just make a list with just one item, that is all the characters, and we need all the characters in a list, not in a string. So as you can see, it is all the characters in a list. So now let's actually get to making our own module, and we'll call the module person. We'll have a class in the person module which guess what is called person. So in the module, a module is actually just a normal Python file, but it can be imported. So we're gonna make a class called person, and let's add a init method, and just so it's faster, I'm gonna take just the name, and we'll make another function called greet. We'll print f hello name, and we are also gonna I forgot to add the self. We are actually gonna add one more method, which is a magic method, and it's when the user tries to print. It's the string method. So we'll basically just return the name instead of the class. I'm gonna show you one more thing. If you want to execute code in a module, don't just execute it like normal, because otherwise it will be executed when you import the module. But if you actually want to execute the code when you import the module, you can just do it like normal. But if you don't want to execute it when the module is imported, you can use if name. What? Yeah, it's lagging a lot. If what? Everything is lagging, bro. Okay, so if name, the variable is called name. What? Bro, it's lagging so much. Is equal to main. You wanna check if it is the main file. I mean, by that I mean if it is the file that's running. And whatever you execute here will only be executed when this file is ran individually and not actually like imported. But we are just gonna remove that for now. So what we are gonna do is import it. You can just import it like this. I'm gonna also tell you about packages in the next video, but right now let's just talk about this. So we'll make a variable called p1 is person.person, and we'll call it jake p1.greet. And just to test the magic method out, we are gonna just print p1. As you can see, everything worked as expected. Now I'm gonna show you a little trick, but I'm actually gonna show you the safer way to do that, which is using the from keyword, which you can use to import individual things from a module. Like now, I mean, like you can just add a star here, so you don't have to add the module prefix, and you can just do it like that. But that is actually really dangerous. That's because if the module is really big and is like something like a GUI library, it might conflict with actual things in your like app. So if you have like a class called main window and the module also has a class called main window, Python will not know what to do, so it will just throw a name error. So what you can do is just individually import things from the module like person, and you can also add a comma to import more things, but we only have one thing in the module, so we're just going to import that. Now this will run as expected too. I'm actually going to switch to VS Code in the next video because this lags so much. Modules is done. Actually not. There are still, I think, some things left to do. Oh yeah. Are there anything left to do? Oh yeah. Modules can only be imported with their full path. Like if the person file is in like a folder, I can't just do person. I have to like add the folder name, like folder then dot, not slash dot, just like you do in Java with packages. And in Python, modules are not obviously added with the main file. You can just run the main file and they'll be just detected when you import them, unlike C++, where you have to like add them to the compiler so you can actually use them, otherwise they won't work. And also there's a header file thingy, just like C, where you have functions but they are not implemented. And I don't actually know how to use them because I don't use them, but you don't just worry about it too much because no one uses them already. So today we are also going to talk about some little GUI. Now if you are from C++, then GUI is like hell for you, just like me, because in C++ GUI libraries are complex no matter what library you choose. But in Python there is a GUI library that comes with Python. I mean, like it's optional, but still it comes with Python, and it is actually really easy to use. It's called tkinter. It's actually just tk. It's a C library that's used to make like applications, but it's ported to Python and made much easier. So we are gonna import tk from it. Import tk. Oh, it's actually that. So we are just gonna actually import tkinter, and I'm also gonna show you one more keyword for modules, which is as tk. Now this is probably self-explanatory, but it basically makes it so whatever you put after the module in as, you can use the module like that. Yeah, like you don't have to do tkinter now, you can just do tk because you put as tk. This can also be applied for error handling, but I'm not gonna get into that. So we are gonna make a window, and 1 second. So it's just tk, and to set the title and the size, we can just use title hello, and then the size as geometry, like 100 by 50. That's very small, but still. Oh yeah, it didn't work because I forgot to add the main loop function. You have to run the main loop using this function, then it should work. As you can see, there's the window, but it's actually too small. We'll have to adjust the width and height. Okay, so that's much better. Now adding a button and stuff is also really easy. We can just do btn is equal to tk.button, and window, we'll add the parent as the window. Then we use kw arguments. I'm gonna show you that in this video. We set text to hello, like hello. Then we just do btn.pack. So let's run the code, and there's the button. Adding an entry is also really easy. We are gonna just add an entry like this, tk.entry, not end, it's entry, window.text, window. And if you are using a newer version of Python, there should be a placeholder argument. If you are using a later version of Python, then there should be a placeholder argument that you can use to add a placeholder, like enter your name. And I think it's not in this version. What? Okay, so I guess it's just fake. I mean, like, I used to code in my mobile using Pydroid or something, and that the version the Pydroid used had placeholder. Okay, I think it's maybe not the Python version but the tkinter version. So mine doesn't have it, so I'm just gonna use a label, lbl. It's just called a label window, and just like button, you add the text, enter your name. Now we are gonna pack the label and then the entry. Then we are going to run the code, and there's everything. Actually, I'm gonna move the button like under everything. We are gonna make like a greeter app, a little greeter app. So now we'll make a function which will be called greet. It will take the text from the entry and show a message box. And we actually have to import something from tkinter. From tkinter, import message box. Yeah, for some reason we have to import it separately. So we are gonna take the text from the entry using the entry.get function, and then we are going to do message box dot show information. I think, okay, first is the title info, then the message which will be greet, I mean not greet, hello text. And let's run this. Now we'll add some name like Jake or something and click hello, and nothing is happening because obviously Python won't automatically add the click handler. So we will have to add it to the command and command argument, set it to greet. You don't add parentheses, otherwise it will call the function. You just add it without parentheses to pass the function to the thing. So we'll add our name now and click hello. Look, it says hello chick. I mean, sometimes the GUI in Tkinter looks old or something. Like look at this button, bro. Does this look right to you? Like this entry and this button. But at least the dialogue is good. And that's why I recommend using the PyCounty 5 or PyJTK or WX Python package, because those look much better and Python does not look that good. But let's actually get to KW arguments and arguments. So first of all, we'll make a function called like make list, which will take arguments. Why did I add a pointer operator or a multiply symbol here? That's the arguments operator. Basically, if we just took this like this in the argument section, then it would take a list or whatever, because we didn't specify what it actually is. But it would probably take a list and not just arguments going like this with separated by commas, and instead it would take a list that is surrounded by brackets. But if we add this, then this makes a list in the arguments section where you can add list items like normal arguments forever and ever. But because of this, whatever argument you add after that, you have to specify its name and then the equal symbol to set its value. And that's actually a print function. That's actually how the print function works, because in the print function we can add as many values as we want, whatever the actual freak we want. But if we want to set a argument after all of this, we have to use its name, like end is equal to something like nothing, which will make it no new line. And when you use it outside of like a function, then it just expands the list, because obviously after the function is called, this will turn into an actual list. So this list will have a list inside of it that is containing all the items. So we can use this operator again to expand the whole list. So there's only one list containing all the items. We can also use this like anywhere to expand a list. So now if we print make list, we can just add anything we want without needing to add brackets. And when we run this, as you can see, but if we don't use that, as you can see, it is a whole another list inside of a list. So that's called arguments, and that's called actually list arguments. The unofficial name for these is args. You just add args here, and you can actually use whatever you want, but still everybody uses args, so why be different? Then there is KW args. It's like an array, not an array but a dictionary. It is just two multiply symbols. So now if we add it to a dictionary just like this, then it will just be a dictionary. And nothing happened because I didn't print it, obviously. So basically this is the same that happened with the tk.button, tk.label and all the Tkinter controls. So they all use KW arguments. So we are gonna print make dictionary, and we can add whatever we want, like we can add name is equal to Jake and something like that. This will always be a string, and this can be whatever you want. Like look, now there's an array, I mean like a dictionary, and this is not used to expand dictionaries. I mean like it should be used, but I don't know if it is actually used, so I just won't cover it. But this is useful when you want to like have a lot of arguments but don't want to make it too messy. And I'm also going to show you optional arguments now. So for example, we'll make a function called greet name. If you don't add a equal sign here, then it is just required. But we are going to take another argument called age, and we'll add a equal operator 10. So that means now this is optional and is set to 10 by default. So I'm going to print f hello 10, I mean age year old name. Now we're gonna greet. It says, oh yeah, I forgot to add the name, and I think I run. Okay, it says hello 10-year-old Jake. There is one rule for this actually. You can't put a required argument after an optional argument. You have to put all required arguments first, then the optional arguments. And that's I think it for today, because the video is like too long. If you enjoyed the video, please make sure to subscribe, and goodbye.